Hi, it's Katie, and welcome to the Twitter bio bonus. Okay, so now we're going to get into the nuances of constructing a bio that is going to attract the right people and deter the people who are wrong for you. So, the most important tool for building your audience and engagement is the Twitter bio. So, this is the first thing people see about you. If you like a post and people look at who liked the post, your bio comes up. Um, so it's definitely something that is a deciding factor in whether or not people are going to follow you. So just keep in mind that there's literally a follow button right next to your bio. So if they really like your bio, and again, it's not about really like being clever or like being really cool in your bio. Like it's really about these things that I'm going to go through here. So your bio, your identity, your community, your values, and your platforms. Um, so for example, if you're a writer, put you're a writer. If you're an author, put you're an author. If you're a visual artist, put you're a visual artist. If you're an NFT artist, put you're an NFT artist. If you're vegan and you want to connect with vegans, put vegan. I would say stay away from hashtags in your bio. I know a lot of people say that it's a good way to grow, but I personally don't believe in it. And people who I've considered mentors have really told me not to do that, specifically if it's something about your values. Um, so yeah, just be aware not to put a hashtag in your bio. Like really you should be going out and putting yourself kind of like in front of people so that they will see your bio, not really looking for people to search something and your bio comes up. So remember that this is about going out and meeting people and finding accounts that are similar to yours. It's really not about people finding you. You really can't rely on people finding you. You have to be assertive in this. And in terms of identity, so that's writer, things like that. That's creative and community. So something for community, you could put writing community, and you don't have to hashtag it. You could just put writing community. You could put like vegan, NFT, things like that. Just identify yourself, because if someone is in that same niche and they're looking at your bio, they will follow you based on your bio. So I follow people based on their bios, sometimes without looking at their feed. So it's really, I'm following people who are a specific person. So writer, creative, artist, and it's not really about what they put out. I do look at people's feeds. Specifically, I go and engage with people. I think it's really important to follow people that are within your community so that you always kind of like have this nuanced kind of perception of what's happening within the community. And you can follow the hashtags in that community, but I would say you don't always have to rely on hashtags, and don't put them in your bio. Values. So if you have very strong values, you can put them in your bio. If you have a business, you could put the values of the business or the pillars that you talk about in like your brand on there. And then platforms. So I have my poetry platform in mine and things like that. We'll look at mine after this. So, really, when you get down to it, your bio is the deciding factor for people to ask, can your ideal follower trust you? So, this is really something that is your way of signifying who you are to people. So, again, it's your way to connect with people who are like-minded. And if you're an author and I would say you have a series, you could put your series in your bio. If you're an author with a bunch of books, it might not be realistic to put it in your bio. And then when you're looking to add other people, so sometimes since I get a lot of likes on certain posts, if it's about writing, I'll go to the likes and I'll follow people based on their bio. So I'll look at who liked it. And then I'll click the follow button and I'll scan it and click the follow button. So when you're looking at other people's bio to follow, look for the niche. So if they're a writer, like you can follow them if that's your niche. If it's a creative, you can follow them if that's your niche. If it's NFT, you can follow them if that's your niche. And then also something that is really important to do when you're first starting out is follow market leaders to retweet them. So sometimes it can be hard to come up with content. And if you're not really strong in the community yet, like if you don't have a strong presence, it could be overwhelming to know where to start and what to post. So retweeting content and putting your commentary, so doing the quote tweet, is something that is really important for you to do when you're first starting out, because people will probably not follow you if your whole page is just retweets, but people will follow you if you have an interesting commentary on the things you retweet, so on the things that you quote tweet. So I think that's very important, and a lot of people just when they grow, they think to themselves, okay, like I can change my bio, but they won't be tweeting. And I think it's just so important for people to recognize that you don't have to come up with original content all the time. And I even repurpose content. If I have a high performing thing, I'll ask again in 6 months. It's really important. You don't have to be original all the time. So yeah, retweeting in the quote tweet and putting your commentary is something of value, and it's a way you can serve your community, specifically if it's something that has to do with either your niche. If your niche is writing and you're always talking about something that's completely irrelevant to it, I would just be aware of that. And you'll probably see it in your follows that you won't be getting follows, just because people look at your timeline and just not understand how it correlates. So just being aware of that. And also, I do have Fiverr services to create original tweets for you, whether it's building your brand, growing engagement, things like that. Or if it's writing your Twitter bio, I do have a questionnaire, and then I'll write it for you within the character limit. So yeah, don't feel like you're alone on this one. You can kind of like start small. Even if you don't feel like you can write your own tweets, you can see some examples of things I write from my Fiverr gig, and then you can kind of like get in the vibe of it and start doing things along that line. And then also you can reiterate things that work. So looking at your analytics, there's going to be another bonus on analytics in a later module, and you can look at your analytics and work the things that worked out for you before. So yeah, let's just go into okay, so we'll just go into Twitter. So I'll give you an example. So here's my Twitter account. So here's an example of my bio: author, poet, advocate, creativity coach, and social entrepreneur. That's also how I introduced myself. I would suggest, if you're going to be on a lot of calls, coming up with a way that you can easily introduce yourself is the fastest way to feel comfortable and gain more confidence on camera. And then I put vegan because I connected with a lot of vegans within the community, and if I didn't, I don't think I would have been able to stay vegan. My poetry platform, Summation 52, I put that in there because I was featuring poets on my platform, so I thought it was important for them to kind of just like get a sense of what my platform was. And then also, so it's my company Tea and Tie, and then my boutique Equanimity brand. So you can link out to other ones. And again, something you might want to do when you're growing, specifically if you have any inkling to turn into a business or like a brand, is create an account that you're not going to use. So sometimes I do this with Tea and Tie specifically. So I'll ask a question like, who wants to be featured as a poet on my Summation 52 platform? So if you're tweeting and you're active, that tweet will be buried, so you will never see it again. It's impossible to scroll back to 4 months to see one tweet. But if you're on a separate account, so if I'm on Tea and Tie, I can like that one and make sure I'm only liking that one. But also remember, if you're doing that, then you can't focus on growing. And I would say starting out, focus on growing one account, one platform, and make sure that if you do have like any intention of kind of like reaching out with people, following up with people, doing interviews, it is important to have a secondary account so that you can keep track of all of that. So I mean, I'll show you right here. So this is my company account, and I post these things I want to save, and I have it in my likes too. So my likes are things that I really want to save. I don't know. There's one that might not have been something for just tracking. Um, but yeah, it's just so important that you come up with a system that allows you to um, be active and also keep track of the things you need to keep track of. So if you don't like the idea of having another account just to keep track of things, I would say create an Excel spreadsheet, but it's really hard to keep track of that, and people will keep adding. It could be a week's old post and still be in some people's feed, and you might not get notifications because as you grow, you get different notification options. So, for instance, I only get notified when someone who follows me comments on something, and there are a lot of people who don't follow me who comment on my post. So yeah, just be aware of what's right for you. Okay, so that's it. Have fun.